Hi Scorpio, welcome to your month ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so at my website address below. And if you would like to donate to the channel for any of these videos, you can also do so on the web link below. Before we start, I would like to bless all of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Okay, so the first card out for November 2018 is your actions and your interactions with the world at large. And this month you get the Ace of Swords. This is great. So this kind of says not only will you be taking some kind of interview, but you're actually putting some kind of project out into the world. The Ace of Swords is always about something. It's like it's a message, but it's always something in it's like an interview, a job interview. It can be anything like that. And it kind of feels to me like you're going for something. You know, for some of you, this is about a proposal. For some of you, you're putting something forward. You've had this idea, you've put pen to paper, you've created this thing, and now you're ready for people to see it. Now you're ready for people to know what it is that you're doing. It's kind of like the words that I'm hearing is, I've been formulating this plan for a while. And it's like everything that you've done, all of these plans and these ideas that you've had, that you've put on paper, you're now ready, actions and interactions start putting out there for people to actually see. You're ready for people to effectively start to experience what it is that you've created for the world. The Ace of Swords as well says that you're beyond the idea stage now. You're taking this out into the world to make it something concrete, to make it something manifest, which is wonderful. So your money and your materials this month, let's have a look. Seven of Pentacles. This is interesting because I said, you know, this is something that you've been working on. This says that it's something that you've been working on for a while, something that you formulated. And it's interesting because you've got the Ace of Swords there and you see it's got like the little crown above it. That kind of says to me that you really thought about this for a long time, Seven of Pentacles. And what you've done is effectively, it's like you're putting the final tier on. Like if it were a cake that you were building, you would now be laying the icing on it. It's like you've put the finishing touches on something and now it can actually start to make you money. Now it can actually start to be something that, you know, that becomes manifest, something that becomes real in the world. Seven of Pentacles as well also says that in terms of money and materials, this is going to be a slow month, but it's going to be like a slow burn month. And if anything, that's a good thing, you know, because it means that finances are steady this month. They might not skyrocket, but they're not going to plummet either. They're just going to be slow and they're going to be steady. And ultimately what you are doing this month is laying the foundation for something that shapes up for, you know, for your future, for the long-term future. You know, it's interesting because I'm kind of getting this feeling of like, wow, you know what, I just had this idea, I had this dream, and all of a sudden it starts to become real. All of a sudden it starts to be something that is out there in the world that people are experiencing, excuse me, because of the work and the effort that I've put in. And the words that I'm hearing are, this is something that I have loved into life. So it's like something that you've created, something that you thought about, like literally from the seed of the idea right through to implementation, and it's actually happening. And it's giving me like this feeling of seeing you with tears in your eyes, whether you're male or female. You're stood there and you're like, wow, okay, do you know what? There were times where I doubted. You know, there were times where Scorpio doubting themselves. There were times that I doubted that this was going to happen, and here it is now, taking form, taking shape, taking, you know, becoming flesh made in the real world. In terms of physical health, this is a peak month. You know, in terms of physical health, this is a peak month. The only thing that I would guard against is restless thoughts, almost like the mind is so busy that, you know, it's got a tendency that it might have a tendency to burn you out. So just keep an eye on that. If you do feel yourself getting too excited, too anxious, too anything on the mental plane, maybe do some meditation, do some calming exercises, breathing exercises. Breathing exercises actually would be perfect, especially with the Seven of Pentacles, because it's about slowing things down. So that's the only really drawback that you've got this month in that respect. Communications with the world at large. You get the Hanged Man. So interesting, because, you know, you're going out there to make something real, and then you've got the Hanged Man as the communications. You won't necessarily have to go out there and spread the word and be loud. All you need to do is tell people and wait for them to come. And it might happen slowly. It might not be something, you know, where you've suddenly got 1,000 people on your website, or, you know, hundreds of people phoning you up for sessions, or whatever it is that you do, you know, or for your work. What I can tell you is, like I said, with the Seven of Pentacles, this is going to be a slow burn. It's going to be something that happens gradually, but it's going to continually build. So you put your message out there, the Hanged Man, and you take your time with it. You let people come to you. You're not going to have to shove this in people's faces or down their throats, because one, your reputation is going to precede you, and two, the right people, because the thing about the Hanged Man as well, it's a deeply spiritual card. So it allows, this is about allowing things, allowing people, allowing the right experiences and the right vibrational matches for you to find you. And, you know, in terms of your communication, you don't need to shout it from the rooftops. You really don't, because it's going to spread and grow all by itself. And that's really, really awesome, because it's organic growth. Okay, so the Heart and Half, personal relationships this month. You get the Queen of Wands. This is good. For those of you that are single, you are looking to delve more into your spirituality, to understand where the borders of spirituality and sexuality blur. This is you really tapping into that energy of sensuality, sexuality, but also spirituality, and asking yourself, where do the three connect? You know, are they even separate at all? You know, really asking yourself some of that stuff. And for all of you, male or female, this is you getting in touch with a part of you, you know, or the all of you, should I say, because we're talking about Scorpios here, that are deeply passionate about life, that desires, you know, the best of everything. And that doesn't necessarily mean physical things. Sometimes it's just the emotion, you know. And for those of you that are coupled, this is a really steamy month, I have to say it, you know. Like, you've got the Hanged Man there, which is the water, you know, but it's the depth of the water. It's that Neptunian sort of fantasy. And then on top of that, you've got the Queen of Wands, which is the fire, you know, and that's the passion and the desire and the want and the need. And so for those of you that are partnered, for those of you that are coupled, this is a really strong month where you and your partner get back to basics, you know. And when I say get back to basics, it's like, who are we when, you know, the curtains are closed and the door's shut? That kind of thing, you know. I see like a really deepening of a bond here, you know, and a connection on a really deep level that goes beyond just physical desire and, you know, borders into the realm of spirituality. There's going to be something really quite magical about your sensuality this month. And for those of you that are single, you're tapping into this same energy as well, and you're almost like you're exuding that energy just naturally. I mean, you do anyway, you're a Scorpio, right? But this month it's going to be palpable for everybody and anybody that comes into contact with you. Exciting month. All right, so the first week of November, Justice. Okay, so the first week of November, you are signing that contract. You are making this thing real. This is it. This is, you know, something comes into fruition, something comes into life, something is born. You know, you sign on the dotted line and it's like, wow, okay, I've done it. That's it. It's there. It's up and running, you know, which is really exciting. Really, really exciting. Second week of November, you get the Emperor. And the Emperor underneath the Seven of Pentacles is basically saying that you are committed to the long haul. You are committed to making a good life for yourself. You're committed to making a success of whatever it is that you bring into the world. Whatever this contract is that you sign, you are absolutely 100% ready to stand behind it all the way. When you get the Emperor is all or nothing. He doesn't do anything by halves. He's represented by the sign of Aries. Doesn't do anything by halves, but also, you know, a soldier, when you think about a soldier or a general, they're committed to their goal, they're committed to the institution that they're attached to. And this, for me, you know, Justice is Libra, the Emperor is Aries. This is the two opposite ends of the spectrum. You know, they're direct opposites in the zodiac, so they're two halves of the same coin, which is really powerful. You know, so you're ready and willing and able to back this stuff up. You are willing to stay with it. Which is great. You know, the universe loves a resilient and a resourceful heart, I believe. Third week of November, you get the Lovers card. Okay, so this is you making a decision to be communicative, to be expressive, and it's actually asking you to ask yourself, what is spirituality to you, but more importantly, how can you communicate that? And the other part of this as well, people will be coming to you. People, you know, because the Gemini is a deeply social card as well. Gemini, the Lovers is Gemini, and it's a deeply social card as well. It's about making that decision. You've got two cards here of commitment. One card, two cards of choice as well. This is you making the decision to really be committed to something for the long haul. And this is about you coming into the understanding that you don't have to shout from the rooftops. You don't have to be loud about what your attributes are or what you offer or what you bring to the table, because it's going to be evident for people to see, which is absolutely stunning. You know, really, really stunning. Fourth week of November, Temperance. Take your time, be patient, and ultimately, you know, because this is a card of inner and spiritual alchemy, with the Queen of Wands there and the Hanged Man. This to me is like you're blending your spirituality and your sexuality, and in that potency you will find something that is truly profound, you know. And for some people this could be like, you know, delving into tantra, you know, working with your own kundalini energy, all of that sort of stuff. But it's almost like you discover how partnership, for those of you that are partnered, can go beyond just a partnership and become something spiritual. For others of you, this is about tapping into what is your highest goal, what is your highest transcendental dream that you could have, and how do you cross the boundary of something just being spiritual or just being sexual and take it beyond that. So even for those of you that are single, like I said, this is, you know, for all of you in some way, shape or form, you are looking into developing yourself and also getting to know yourself on so many really deep fundamental levels. And in that knowledge of self, you're really going to come across what I would call some profound spiritual understanding. Your key to the month, you get the High Priestess. I love this for you, especially with what I've just said, because that is very much it. The High Priestess is about hidden things revealed. She's about knowledge that you couldn't know by any other means than your intuition. And this kind of feels to me like you learn some sort of secret to life this month, and it will be something that is just for you. You try to you can try to tell people, but they won't understand it because they won't have had the direct experience of it. The secret that you learn about, you know, love, the universe, wisdom, spirituality, sexuality, sensuality, all of that sort of stuff, whatever your practice is and whatever path you take to get to it, whatever knowledge or secret that you come away with from this month of November is for you and for you only. Scorpio, I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing month, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.